Hey there guys, and welcome back. On this week's show, Viewer Mail 5, Part 2. Well, this has never happened on the show, and I'm so glad that it did. Viewer Mail is an episode of the show where I step out of the limelight and I drag you guys in and I show all of your work, as you know. And I've received so many emails, so many messages, so many photos that I just could not get it into one show. So it gave me an opportunity to bring you part 2. Guys, there's a lot to cover. There's a lot of great work to show today. So let's get right into it with your work. What do you guys remember my Round to It project? A load of fun with a nice scrolled piece, very simple pattern, resin poured in, laminated cherry. It worked out great. I loved what I did with it. Not to toot my own horn, but you know. Well, Michael has sent me his version and I think it's wonderful. I love what he's done. He's made some modifications. He's still done the lamination. He eliminated the resin, but he added rings on the side, scrolled rings that he could put a rope hanger on it and hang it from a wall. And it's a wonderful modification. It looks great. I kind of wish I would have thought of it for mine, but you know how it is. You don't always think of these things when you're first designing this stuff. But honest to goodness, a great job, really well scrolled, very clean cuttings, very clean lines. I love the shape. I love the little handles to hang the rope off of and that sort of thing. Well done, Michael. Thanks so much for sharing it. So guys, if you want to make one of these, don't forget, send me an email. I'll send you the pattern and cut your own. But consider putting handles for hanging because it looks great. Well, I did state that the helicopter was one of the more popular toys here on the show. And again, we have more helicopters from Neil this time, who has done an amazing job cutting these things. And there's a modification that he's made to these that really stood out in my mind when I looked at them. As soon as I saw it, I said, he's changed that up. When I made the toys, I used wooden dowels with a cap on the top to hold my rotors in place. Neil has decided not to go that road, and he's used screws. Rock what you've got, guys. That is what it's all about sometimes, and that's what he's done here, and it looks great. And I like the way, personally, that the screws add an extra little accent piece, some little contrasting piece where it's not all wood. It now has that shiny metal to offset the wood itself. So there you go. Another example of a viewer that has taken the concept that I gave them and made it their own by modifying it to suit their own needs or to suit the materials they had on hand. You can't complain about stuff like this. It's another awesome project. It's not always about the projects that I make here on the show and that you guys show me your version. Sometimes a viewer comes out of the blue and shows me their own projects, and that's what Randy has done here. And on one end of the spectrum, we have this, a toy box. And it's well done. It's classic woodworking style. I just love the panels. It looks fantastic. I absolutely love what he's done here. But then he takes this nice kind of toy box and then he turns around and builds himself a workbench. Now, I tell you, the workbench can be, aside from, you know, things like the table saw and equipment, a workbench can be the center of your shop, and it's where you do the majority of your work. It took me a very long time to build a workbench that I was happy with before I built this one. Randy's is rock solid. I mean, this thing looks like you could drive a truck on it. You know, that's going to serve you well, Randy, and I thank you for sharing it. But it just goes to show here, look at this. So he does the toy box, he does this big bench that looks rock solid, huge, wonderful, and then he turns around and does this. This small little piece of an adjustable wrench key holder. Just imaginative. Just honestly, it is just a wonderful piece. And it shows the diversity of some of my viewers, that you could go from the smaller stuff like a key holder to the bigger stuff like a bench and not bat an eye and have fun right across the board. That is what woodworking is all about. And this stuff is fantastic. It really is, guys. Scrolling is something that takes practice. It's not something that you should be good at right off the bat. It's not something that you should be natural at. Unless, of course, you're Ron. Oh my goodness. Ron sent me this scrolling. He said it took him quite a while to do, but what a beautiful piece. What a beautiful piece. He's done this scroll portrait of Jesus and then backed it up with a black backer board to make it really stand out, which is a great way to give accent to your portrait pieces and that sort of thing. But what a wonderful job. This thing is almost lifelike. He's done such a wonderful job with this cutting. Honestly, guys, this piece here should be an inspiration to any of you who are looking to take their scrolling to the next level. If you're at a point in time where you're making smaller little pieces and having fun with it, but you want to try, say, fretwork, a portrait is a great way to go because you can just take your time, cut a little bit. If you're getting tired, you take a break, and then you move on. And eventually you end up with a piece that's hopefully as wonderful as what Ron has done here. So, well done, Ron. Yeah, you got some natural talent there, my man. Keep it up. Good gosh, what a wonderful piece. Thanks for sharing that one. Wow. Well, I love making toys here on the show, and I love bringing children into the shop to make their own toys as well. Samuel has sent me his version of the toys that he makes. They're not like the ones I do here on the shop, and they've got a special charm all their own. Their design is absolutely beautiful. They're simplistic. They are a simple scrolling, but yet they give enough detail that you know exactly what they're supposed to be. Playable, well done. They just look great. They're just a good, solid wooden toy. My toys are a little more refined, whereas this is more of a classic style of toy. These are awesome. I love these things. And it's not that he can't do things that are more complicated or more intricate, because look at these horses that he does. This thing is gorgeous. And if you've ever tried to cut something like this, you'll appreciate how much talent Samuel actually has, because he's done a wonderful job on these and they look great. So it's not all about, just because you make something that looks simple, and I'll tell you, those toys are not the simplest things to make. Just because they look simple, it still takes skill. But just because somebody does something that looks like it's easy, doesn't mean that they can't do something that looks and can be hard. Well done, Samuel. I mean, another one of my viewers, again, that is just oozing with talent. Well, it's not all about the scrolling and the toys and that sort of thing here on the show. Sometimes it's about the jigs and that sort of thing. And that's what Steve has done when he made this small crosscut sled for his table saw that we demonstrated here on the show. What a great job. This thing looks rock solid. I love it. I love it. I love the way that the fence on the front and the back has been rounded over to make it easier on your hands during use. I didn't round mine. I left mine square. Steve went for comfort. Why not? What he got was comfort and a great looking sled because it's functional and good looking. But not to be outdone here. Not to be outdone. Couldn't just do a simple runner. No. That miter slot bar, Steve couldn't just leave it as something simple. The guy had to use Purple Heart. Purple Heart. Ugh. All right, fine. Show me up. See if I care. That's awesome. I love it. I love it when you guys can take something like this and add that little accent that makes it that much more special. Good for you, Steve. I love it. I'm only razzing you about the Purple Heart, man. Good job. Remember my box making series, and I made the little lathe turned ring box. A very simple box, a very simple build. Seth took it one step further. Check this out. What a beautiful, beautiful ring box. The woods that he chose for this blend so seamlessly together. They're so rich in the color. I love the way that the little knob on the top contrasts the rest. It just looks gorgeous. But to top it all off, forget the ring box. Look at the rings. That's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Just, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how good you are. It really doesn't matter. There's always somebody that'll come along and blow your mind. Well, every once in a while on the show, somebody sends you something and it's just, you know what? It's special. It's one of those things where it's something that you may not have seen before. And that is the case with Allison, who has made this cute little Plinko game. I mean, this thing is great. It is absolutely great. From what I can tell from the picture, it's all self-contained, and just by rotating it, you get to play the game. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful design. It's just adorable. You know what? It's things like this that make it worth me doing the show. Also, she has said, now this is something that I have never ever seen before, but it's a color match game, an electronic color match game, and she's used woodworking to make the outer housing. I'd love to see a video of how this thing works. Now, Allison says that this isn't her final prototype or her final product. It was just basically, this is her rough work, and it's going to be touched up, and basically the trim and stuff will be redone to make it more finished and more polished. But what a great concept, what a great idea, and what a wonderful project. Honestly, this is fantastic. I have said so many times here on the show that I love it when you guys take one of the projects that I present and you make it your own. And that's what Ken has done here. He's taken the Spitfire that I designed and provided the pattern for, and he's not only made the normal sized one, but then he said, hey, what if I blow this thing up to 300%? Man after my own heart. That's just awesome. Look at this thing. This thing is fantastic. Now, Ken said he had some issues where he couldn't cut the body with the scroll saw. Had to end up making it on the bandsaw. He also had a little issue with trying to cut out the cockpit window and that sort of thing. Had to use a jigsaw. You know what? That is what it's all about. It's seeing that woodworking and then problem solving. It's problem solving. It's where you get in there and say, holy crap, I can't cut this with my scroll saw. How can I get around it? And Ken has done a great job. For every process that I show you here on the show, there's probably about 10 different ways that you could do it. Take 10 different woodworkers, give them the same task, and you will get 10 different methods. That's the way it is. Make it your own. Do your own thing like what Ken has done here. And honest to goodness, this is awesome. I'd love to see this thing in person. That is really cool. So up next we have another Spitfire by Stefan, and what he has done is a very slight modification here, and he has beefed up the prop. He didn't feel that it was sturdy enough with my design, and that is just fine. I'm cool with that. Take the project and make it your own. So by beefing up that prop a little bit, he's made it so that it won't get broken, or hopefully won't get broken. You don't realize what kind of abuse a child puts a toy through until you start seeing pieces get snapped off. You think, oh, maybe I should have beefed that up a bit. So good for you for doing it. Good for you for making it. Good for you for making it your own. This is awesome. Now, Angel is one of my younger viewers, and they have made this hand-carved knife. Now, this is really cool. From what I'm being told, no power tools, all hand tools, all hand-carved, and made in about 3 hours. Okay, you got me beat. You got me beat, because I couldn't carve it in 3 hours. This is incredible. It's really nice work. It's well done. I like the different woods. It gives a bit of contrast to it. It's just a wonderful little project. Just a fun little wonderful hand tool project. Rock what you got. Now, Angel has another project that they're working on right now, And that's going to come up hopefully on a future show. They've sent me a couple pictures showing the beginning stages, but it's not quite finished yet. So hopefully you're going to see that soon. So great work. Hopefully we're going to see more from this viewer on a future episode. Now Glenn has sent me a variety of projects that are really spectacular. The first one here is a guitar pedal board. And you know what? He said, I want to share with you some of my humble makings. I don't know. I see a lot of skill in all of these projects, and Glenn is no exception. This is a great little project to hold your guitar pedals to be able to press what you need to get the effects that you need while playing. Puts them up at the right angle for you so that you can just reach down with your foot, hit the pedal, and carry on. It's a wonderful project. But then he turns around and changes it all up and does these wonderful cutting boards. Now, whether it be one of his long grain ones here that he makes, or whether it is one of the end grain ones, they're all beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. And you know, there's a skill to making a cutting board, but they are honestly a fun project. They are just fantastic. Turn around, and then he hits me with this. Just this beautiful box. I love the lines on this box. The chamfers on the edges of the lid, the shape of it, the design of it, the whole 9 yards, the wood choice. It is just an absolutely beautiful box, and I love it. It looks just great. From there, Glenn turns around and shows me one of his larger endeavors, and I just love this look. Kind of a country style bench and table. This is beautiful. This is really, really beautiful work. I love it. I'm not a big fan of painting wood. Everybody who watches the show knows that I'm not a fan of painting wood, but the contrast that the paint and the wood on the top has created here gives it that real country home feeling. And I just love it. It looks absolutely fantastic. So humble workings, I don't know, man. I think that's a ton of skill right there. Very nicely done. Thanks for sharing it. Well, a while back on the show, I showed you how to make tic-tac-toe games with a little marble storage in it. And Joel has grabbed the bull by the horns and made a bunch for gifts. And these things are awesome. And once again, a viewer has taken the project and made it his own. In the original, I had the end cap of the board that magneted on to the side to hold your marbles in storage. But Joel has taken it so that there's a center screw and it rotates so that you just twist it, you can dump your marbles out, you play the game, you put them back in, you twist it back, Bob's your uncle, you're done. It's a great modification. It's a great way to do it. If you're not comfortable with having the magnets in there for starters, or if you're not comfortable with being able to line them up really well or properly or what have you, it doesn't matter. Modify it and make it your own. I love it when you guys do that. I love it when you make the projects your own. I love it when you share your work with me. Joel, great job. Thanks so much for sending it along. I love this stuff. And there you have it. Viewer mail part 2. Guys, I love it when you send me this stuff. There isn't a single project, there isn't a single photo, there isn't a single email, message, what have you. There's not a single one of them that I don't like. I love them all. I love getting them. I love seeing them. I love seeing your work. I love interacting with my audience. That's where the enjoyment of the show really comes from for me. I mean, I can come out here and woodwork till the cows come home. It doesn't matter. I've been doing it for many, many years, and I love it and I enjoy it. I don't need the show to be able to do that, but I need the show and you guys to have the interaction like these photos. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. And I love the fact that you guys take the time out of your busy schedules to send me the projects that you make. Because honestly, you guys inspire me. You really do. Whether you believe it or not, your projects from the most beginner project right up to that fine woodworking furniture piece, you guys inspire me. I see what you do, and it makes me strive to be a better woodworker, a better person, just all around better. You guys are the inspiration. You guys are the ones that make this show, not me. Without you, I've said it before, I'm just some crazy guy in his shop talking to himself. So please, keep it up. Keep up the great work. Keep sending me those photos, and who knows? Maybe your work will be on a future show. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in this week. It's been a lot of fun. I love showcasing your work. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Click that bell, and then you won't miss the notifications of future episodes of the program. We have a ton of fun here every Tuesday and Friday, and you know what? I hope you're going to consider becoming a part of that. I want to thank you so much once again for tuning in. I want to thank you for sending your work in. I love it all. I hope you've enjoyed today's content, guys. I really do. If you want to send me some of your work, you just got to drop me a photo at either the channel's Facebook page, or you can drop me an email at cutabove_woodworking@hotmail.com. And like I said, who knows? You never know. Your work might be on a future show. Guys, thanks so much. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you're going to join me again next week when I bring you yet another Alternative Tuesdays.